Hello, all you viewers out there. This is my first YouTube video ever, and I don't know how it will impact my personal life or if I even have to worry about those kinds of things. So for now, I have opted to be anonymous and have given myself the screen name of Max Nubius. Now, I'm not trying to hide my face or anything, so if you happen to know me, that's fine. I just don't feel comfortable right now putting my name out there to the general public. Once I get a feel for how all this works, and if things take off on my channel, maybe that'll change, but for the time being, I'll be known simply as Max Nubius. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, today I wanted to put together a video addressing how you can manage issues relating to your lower back and the sacroiliac joint, or SI joint for short. Not to be confused with sciatica, which is another condition involving nerve pain that shoots down your leg. The sacroiliac joint pain is a condition that I have dealt with for many years without knowing how to treat it or manage it other than taking anti-inflammatory pain medications or otherwise just avoiding all activities altogether that trigger the pain. The problem with that approach is that it was pretty much just everyday normal activities such as brushing my teeth over the bathroom sink or lifting groceries out of the trunk of my car that ended up triggering the pain. So once that pain was triggered, I would have to be very careful for the next several days because the pain would be triggered more easily by lots of additional other day-to-day activities as well. So over the years, I was able to discover a few stretches and exercises to treat my condition in a more holistic way and practical way other than just taking meds or avoiding those daily day-to-day activities that just wasn't practical at all. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I have no focused education in any medical field or anything like that. I'm just a guy who, like many people probably, have dealt with lots of kinds of annoying health issues. For me, it's been environmental allergies, back pain, and other types of issues that are not going to kill you, but make daily living somewhat unpleasant. And you know, if you go to somebody and tell them about it, try to get advice, they'll just usually sympathize with you. Oh man, that sucks. Or maybe recommend a chiropractor, which ends up not being the solution, or a doctor who gives you medications and tells you, oh, it hurts when you do that? Well, then don't do that. Well, that's fine, except for when it's day-to-day activities like brushing your teeth. Should I just never brush my teeth? That doesn't make sense at all. So anyway, because of my allergies and other issues that I've had over the years, I've learned to pay more attention to what my own body is telling me and also how to do more focused research for actual holistic types of solutions. So here's my disclaimer. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. These are some things that have helped me that I just want to share with other people who may be experiencing similar issues themselves. And the things that benefit me may end up benefiting you or somebody you know and love. So I'll just describe what it was that I was experiencing. Sometimes I would do certain bending activities such as leaning over the sink to brush my teeth or to lift groceries out of the car, and I would suddenly feel a very sharp pain in my hip, which would cause my legs to give out, and I would sort of have to catch myself from falling. Then, again, once it was triggered, it would last for several days to varying degrees, depending on how well I did avoiding those same leaning activities over those next few days. I guess without further ado, let's talk about some of these actions that have proven to be helpful to me. This is just like a 5-minute routine that I've developed over the years, um, that have proven to be helpful for me in stretching my leg muscles and activating my lower back to avoid SI joint problems. Um, so here I am in the middle of one of my exercises. Let's go to the beginning of the video now and take a look. So the first thing that I try to do every morning is stretch out my hamstrings. I do this by finding something I can use as sort of a ballet bar. For me, this is my kitchen pass-through bar. For you, it can be the back of a couch or deck railing or a stepping stool, depending on how flexible you are or how flexible you aren't. And I like to put my hand behind my back because that helps me keep proper posture, keep my back straight. I like to touch my knee, my head to my knee, particularly on my left leg there, because for some reason, I don't know if it deals with driving, but I have much more stiffness in my left leg than in my right leg for some reason. So I just try to stretch it out a little bit more. And so I usually just do 2 reps of that. I use a sock to protect my heel, so that my heel's not just pressing directly against the hard surface. And yeah, so that's just a simple activity, stretch out my hamstrings. And the next thing I do is I take a foam roller. I tuck my shirt in to the back, because I noticed it tends to get caught. Sometimes it gets rolled and caught between the foam roller and the floor. So anyway, but a foam, I don't know, for those of you who aren't familiar, foam rollers come in many different sizes and densities. Some are softer than others, depending on how deep you want the rolling to go, the massage to go. If you want it to go deeper, you get a more dense foam roller. If you don't want it to go as deep and you don't have a very high tolerance to pain, you might want to get a foam roller that's less dense. But if I remember correctly, I bought this one on Amazon for like $15. And let's keep going here. So this rolls out my glutes and my back. When rolling out the glutes on your right side, you sit on the roller, and while leaning to your right, you pull your right leg over your left leg. And keep your right hand on the ground behind you for stability and also to assist while rolling forward and back on your glutes. And then I just switch over to the left side and do the same thing. So left leg over the right knee while rolling out your left glutes. And use your hand for stability and for rolling back and forth. And this is actually an exercise that I discovered on YouTube while I was doing some focused research. I was like, what is happening to me? Why am I having this pain in my hip when I do certain things? I was able to I did my own diagnosis. Here I'm just cracking my back. I'm sure lots of doctors and chiropractors probably say, no, don't do that. You could hurt yourself. It works for me. It's just a way of cracking my back. It feels good to me. Also helps me stretch out my back. Um, so anyway, this is something that I did find on the internet. It wasn't something I came up with on my own. It is out there. I forget who it was I was watching at the time. Um, but the other thing I do is I try to do some strengthening exercises um, and activate my legs and lower back. Um, these are just 15-pound dumbbells. You know, I'm kind of hyperbolic there, uh, uh, putting curve into my back. You know, something something I've noticed. I've had um, what do you call it? Personal trainers before, and they always tell you, make sure when you're doing this, keep your back straight. Keep your back straight. And I always thought that was kind of weird because, well, your back's not supposed to be straight. It's supposed to be curved. Your spine is curved like an S. And so I guess when they're telling you to keep your back straight, that's what they're telling you to do. Keep the natural curve of your spine when you're lifting and doing weight training. Um, so yeah, I'm just kind of overly exaggerating here uh, to run home the point that you want to keep your back with its natural curve. You know, you stick your butt out and your chin up and shoulders back. Um, and yeah, make sure you're using good posture when you're doing any sort of strengthening exercises or weight training. Um, so yeah, so the first part, I'll just run that back and look at that again. You know, these are just, I noticed when you're doing a daily activity such as pulling groceries out of the trunk of your car, usually you're like reaching out. If you're in a gym and you've got a barbell down on the ground, you can always keep perfect good posture and keep your back straight, keep that natural curve into your back. But when you're doing day-to-day activities, you can't always do that. There's no way for you to reach into your trunk and with your arms out, reaching for your groceries and keep your back straight and keep your legs bent and think of all of those good posture things that you're supposed to do when you're doing your day-to-day activities. Um, so this is just something I noticed. So um, I've tried to do some strengthening exercises that help remind me, you know, every morning, activate that good posture, activate those awkward lifts that you don't typically do um, in a gym. For example, like lifting something, usually you've got like this box. If you're coming home from Costco, you've got this box that you're lifting out of your trunk, and there's no way to keep it close to your body. You've got your arms out carrying this big, huge box of groceries. And so I'm here, what I'm trying to do is kind of mimic that, but also in a very controlled way to make sure that I'm activating the right muscles with the right posture. Just lift, try to strengthen my muscles in that way, and while I'm there, just do some biceps and some lifting over your head. And again, here I'm just lifting a box, like I'm lifting a box. You lift a box, you hold it out, and that's it. And so, you know, I've got my hamstrings um, that I stretch out. I've got my glutes that I like to roll. Um, and then I try to do some strengthening to kind of top it all off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Very simple. Uh, Something you can do right before walking out the door to go to work in the morning. It's probably 5 minutes or less. Stretch hamstrings, roll out your glutes, and do a little activation, strength activation exercises with the dumbbells. If 15 pounds is too much, or if it's too light, yeah, go higher or lower, depending on your comfort level. Um, anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to share. They just seem so simple, so easy. I don't know why doctors and chiropractors and medical professionals can't just share these things with everybody. Um, so anyway, give them a try if you're having lower back or sacroiliac joint pain. Um, I've done my own diagnosis, so I don't know 100% that that's what it is. It may just be hip pain. I don't know. But I believe, based on the research I did, what I was experiencing was SI joint issues. And hopefully, if you have SI joint issues and lower back pain, these things will help you. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe. And hopefully, I'll be doing more of these in the future. I do have lots of health issues to talk about. Um, Allergies, digestion, carnivore diet. Um, what else? Even things people don't like to talk about that are taboo or just uncomfortable, like hemorrhoids. If you want me to talk about hemorrhoids, comment and let me know, and we can do that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in the future. Bye.